breakthrough. Agreement. Agreement.
I love Tradecaster.
Happy Saturday, everybody. Just a friendly reminder. Over the past 12 months, how much money did you make day trading using your strategy? 551,000.
That kind of money, it's like, you know what you're doing.
Sean knows his stuff.
So this is exactly how I did it.
Perfect.
I want everyone to go trade. Go! Let's go! Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls.
Anything else?
It wasn't pleasant. That was during lunch hours.
Take some pictures.
Now we're up $1,200! We got some action right here. $2,000, $760. If I tell you how I was able to do this, go out and make that money, make a killing. Can we start getting ourselves in the green somehow? Get it, people! A bot sell man making HUDI $1,000. Ollie with a $327 trade. Boom, guys. $989 profit. $2,600. Oh, baby! Oh, baby! Oh, baby! You guys want to see something good today? We're bringing something good to the house. I got a special feeling about today. I got a real special feeling about today. A real good feeling here, traders. I mean, I feel good. All right, traders. Ladies and gentlemen, it's currently 9:05 a.m. Bright and early. Thursday morning. Let's get ready to do some trades, huh? Let's get ready to do some trades here today. I know it's been August. I know it's been a little slow with the press release waves. But you know what? I think we could step it up a notch. I think we could start tossing money around a little bit. I think we could start grabbing some shares. I think we could start putting our money where our mouth is. I think we'd start clicking some buttons. I think we could start showing the P&Ls. I think we could start... Let's get locked in. Traders, it's 9:05 a.m. right now at this moment. I need you guys to crank up the energy a little bit. I need you guys to turn on up here a little bit. I want you guys to know exactly what we should be focusing on every single second, every single step here. How could you not be fired up right now? We are about to go into a new day. Gladiators about to walk into the Coliseum. Football team walking out of the tunnel. Pickleball players walking into the YMCA. Get jacked up right here, people. It is time to get ready to go. If you guys are live with me right here and right now, hey, let me see you over in the chat room. Hit me with a good old Dekmar trades. Smash that thumbs on up right here and right now. Hit that thumbs on up. Hit that like button if you guys are watching over on X. Hit that retweet. Tradecaster, let me see you. I'm excited. I'm excited for this day. I'm excited to see what we have. So what we got to do at this moment is, of course, get ourselves going. Wake on up, get ourselves moving here, and of course, find that next big spike. So we got a couple different plays that we got to go over. We got to go over a few different stocks that definitely have potential for us to be able to make us that money, be able to make us that potential. So let's go over them all. I'm going to turn off the music right here. We'll turn it back on up after, again, we have our game plan on today. But really, when we take a look at the top plays of today, what are we looking at? What are going to be the stocks that we want to be focusing on this day? Number one, we do have APM. Now, ladies and gentlemen, APM is going to be extremely simple. You might say, Dek, how is APM so simple? Just place a trend line on this thing. We got the number one top gainer of the day, building higher lows, and this could not be any more textbook, okay? Come over here. APM, bounce play, bounce play, bounce play, bounce play. Notice what you guys want to be looking for. Type in bullishness. Anything above you, like you guys can literally just copy what I'm doing on your screen so you guys have the same mental visual, the same image that I have. Bullish right there. Go over towards this side. Type in bearish right here. And voila, you guys know exactly when to buy. You guys know exactly when to short. You guys know when there's going to be opportunity. As long as APM stays above the purple line, aka the uptrend, you are considered bullish. Once you go underneath that line, that is where you're considered bearish. Now, you can also add the VWAP indicator if you want to. VWAP indicator, volume weighted average price, one of the best indicators for us. You guys can see that the APM is going to have room to fall back down to 250. If we do start crashing, I would say like 275. Now, Dek, we do have APM right now. Came on up towards around 293, got rejected. Came on up towards around $3, got rejected. Could we be setting ourselves up into some sort of wedge? Absolutely. We do have a little bit of a wedge pattern here. We do have top resistance. Let's just round it on up towards $3. We do have higher lows, and that stock is getting tighter and tighter and tighter until we start seeing that play possibly form this absolutely perfect pinnacle of success, right? It could easily happen. So let's continue to keep our eyes peeled over on APM. See what this play is going to be doing coming up in the near future, and see if the stock is going to squeeze and get tighter and tighter and tighter, where we could get that big time rip and run and pop. But APM, what is honestly happening here? Like, why is APM getting this sort of action? Well, as you guys could see right here, top gainers with news and filing. This is the number one top gainer of the day with news and with filings. So if we go over to the see all section right here, what do we have? We have APM. 2-star press release, up 133%. Does have news this morning. And what do we have? Well, it says APM, right, is a New York State approval for its genotyping test. So they have approval from the state of New York to go ahead and do their tests. Guys, not bad news at all. Is it the greatest news in the world? Is it saying that their tests are positive? Is it saying that their results are out and it's game changing? Are they saying, again, they are, the best drug company in the world? No. But what they are saying is we have approval. We can go ahead and do this genotyping test, and we are going to be able to learn from that. So again, that's absolutely great. We do have the word approval right here. It is a good, solid, credible press release. It did come out this morning at 7:07 a.m. So you guys can see credibility is here. Okay. We did have an agreement press release just come on out. Nothing really too big or too crazy at this moment. But when we take a look over on APM, there is the credibility behind it. The stock did have its approval right here, and that's why this play is moving on up. Remember, if you guys joined us yesterday, we talked about, what are some of the ingredients that leads towards a big time breakout? What are some of the ingredients that lead towards a big time spike? And what do we have, traders? Well, obviously, again, we are going to always be looking for what? We are always going to be looking for credible news, brings a reason for people to buy it. Lower float means lower shares, which means, again, if there is a high demand, price will increase dramatically and very quickly. So APM does have, again, credibility. APM only has 3 million in float, and APM does have good volume right now. What's the issue? The issue is it's a little slow. We're just kind of riding this uptrend. I wouldn't expect to make super quick money in a super quick manner, but I would say if you are looking to jump in and hold the play and your game plan is saying, hey, Dek, as long as it holds above the purple line, I'm going on the long side. That's a great game plan as long as you have a stop loss. Your other plan could say, hey, Dek, I'm going to short this play back on down towards the VWAP as long as it cracks the purple line. If it goes above the purple line back to the bullish territory, I'm going to get out. Another great game plan. Another great game plan would be I'm going to short this play at $3. If it goes up to like 306, 307, I'm going to have a stop loss and get out. But I do see that we come up to 295, we fall. Come up to $3, we fall. We might get another little touch right next to $3, and then we come crashing right back on down. Hey, I love that game plan as well. You are shorting on the bullish side, but you are shorting at the high of the day resistance. So you are shorting at some great areas, which is absolutely fine. So again, APM. We want to continue to keep our eyes peeled on this, watch to see where this one is going to be going, and see again where that next leg and where that next rip is going to be at. So APM, definitely going to be one of our top watches. A little bit slow. Figure out what type of trader you are. Do you want to go on the long side? Do you love the press release? Do you love the low float? Are you liking the trend line? Or are you looking for the bearish side, looking for the reversal? Right? That's really up to you. Again, that's the beautiful thing about stock trading. There are multiple ways to be able to make money. Let's just see APM here. If I wanted to short this play, and let's say it's a $2 stock, let's say I want to get 4,000 shares over on this play. 4,000 shares, inquire, 4,000 shares right here. How much would this cost me? This is going to cost me $18. That's really not that much whatsoever. I'm actually going to accept that right now, get 4,000 shares that I can short whenever I want now throughout the day. So again, APM, definitely going to be a hotter play, a hot focus play. It's up 122%. I want to be able to have shares to short whenever I would like. It only costs me 18 bucks. Hey, we are all set, ready to rock and roll. Now, I do want to be open, honest, credible, and transparent. I've already traded one time today. Now, unfortunately, I barely got filled anything. Now, what was the trade that I did this morning? EVOK, I made $15. Boo, loser. Now, again, why? What did I do over on this trade here? Well, guys, EVOK, this stock came out with a press release early this morning. Now, what did I do over on EVOK? EVOK traders, I put entries at the price of $9, $9.15, $9.20, $9.50. I was looking to get filled anywhere above $9 to be able to, make some money. So I had an entry exactly at the high of the day. I had an entry for 250 shares right at $9. You guys can see I got filled at the exact high of the day of $9. I was literally the guy at the very tippity top. It was perfect. It was the most perfect entry you can have. But unfortunately, since I literally timed it perfectly, I only got 9 shares filled. So I only got 9 shares filled at the high of the day of $9. So the stock crashed all the way down to $7.27. I got filled right here at $9. I got all the way out of this play down here, $7.27. Now imagine if I got, 1,000 or 2,000 shares filled. This would have been about an $1,800, maybe again, $2,500 profit. But unfortunately, it's kind of like, again, this sounds kind of braggy, but I almost nailed it too good, right? I got in at $9 with only 9 shares. I had to get filled maybe at $8.99 or $8.98 or $8.97 to get a full position. So I literally nailed the high of the day. I was just looking for a little bit more, got out at $7.27, and with only 9 shares, I was only able to make $15. But you know what? I'd rather make $15 than lose $15. But EVOK, great little short as the stock spiked on up, then came crashing all the way back on down. But you know, why am I showing that $15 trade? Well, I just spent $18 over on APM. So again, you know, that $15 is going to pay for the majority of it. Basically, again, still just sitting even on the day. Now, let's go to our next trade. Our next trade here today is going to be PTIX. Now, PTIX here, traders. PTIX, this is almost looking like a head and shoulders pattern. Now, if you guys do not know what a head and shoulders pattern is, very simple. It's exactly what it sounds like. When you guys take a look over on a head and shoulders pattern, I'm going to make myself a little bit tiny here so you guys can see. Great examples just like this, right? You have your shoulder, you have your head, you have your shoulder, you have a sell-off, right? You have your shoulder, you have your head, you have your shoulder, you have your sell-off. Very easy, very simple. It's exactly what it sounds like. Would you guys not think that we have a spike? Here's a shoulder, here's a head, here's another shoulder forming, or even right here, you guys can see shoulder, head, shoulder, again, drop back on down. So you can actually see we have like one ginormous head and shoulders pattern forming, but then we also do have like a little, you know, smaller head and shoulders pattern forming as well, where we essentially had, here's the left shoulder, here's the head, here's the right shoulder, and here's the sell-off. So again, PTIX, this was a nice head and shoulders pattern, which could be forming another head and shoulders pattern at this time. Now, what would I want you guys to just be aware of? I want you guys to be aware of that 200-day moving average. $495 would be a great target over on this play. So $495 on the long side and $495 on the short side. So again, Dek, I'm going to buy this play now. I'm going to get out if we can get up near around 490. Beautiful. Dek, I'm going to sit back on this play right now, and I'm going to short it once it gets up towards around $5. Beautiful. So again, both sides definitely have opportunities on this. Now also, does this stock have any credibility? Does this stock have any reasoning? Well, you guys can see it is the number 2 top gainer in the entire stock market right here, right? PTIX, what do we have? PTIX did come out with a press release. It says that they have a multiple dosing in their phase 1, positioning themselves for phase 2. Now, again, this is not saying that they have positive phase 2 data. They're not. They don't have positive phase 2 data here, but they do have what? They're positioning themselves into phase 2. So we do have, again, a couple keywords, you know, phase 2 and phase 1, you know, that is solid. When we are looking for our hot keywords, one of the keywords that we always want is like phase. But again, like phase 3 is the best. You know, phase 3 is the best. Phase 2 is decent. And of course, we always want to see like positive top line data on your treatment. Right now, we don't have positive top line results. It's not saying that. It's saying we're just kind of getting ready, right? It's more getting ready, positioning themselves for phase 2. So the thing is, team, it is still a good 2-star press release word. It does have the word phase. It's highlighted for us so that we are all set, ready to go. We can clearly see this is the number 2 top gainer in the stock market at this moment. We do have, again, a press release that we are looking at. And of course, again, when we take a look over on PTIX, this is a play that's a lower float. It definitely can go on a nice spike, right? It definitely can be able to bring in this momentum. If this stock starts getting up near around that $5 mark, 100%, we could start seeing a great little short right back on down. It could make us a lot of money. You know, right now we do have APM as kind of the clear-cut winner, a 124% gap up. And then on top of that, guys, we, again, PTIX, it definitely has potential to squeeze and to spike. So there definitely is, you know, some hype behind it. Now, traders, AEMD is the number 3 top gainer right now. Unfortunately, I am not seeing any news on AEMD. I looked on FoxRunner, there's no news. I looked on MarketWatch.com, there's no news. I looked on FinViz, there's no news. I looked over on Yahoo Finance, there's no news. I found one random press release that was like they're having, you know, a private placement, and that was, you know, last night. But I'm not really seeing anything that's too big in any sort of way. AMD is more one of those plays. Let's just kind of watch and see what happens, right? Let's just kind of watch and see what happens. Let's see again, you know, where AMD can possibly get up to next. Let's see again where that buying volume could take us. What about THAR? THAR is a lot better, okay? I like THAR a lot more. Now, again, we do want to take a look right here and say, Dek, Is THAR a stock that we want to be focusing on? Well, does it have any sort of news? No. Again, we have APM up 123%. We have PTIX up 58%. We have SLQT, which drops all the way down towards 19%. So as you guys could see, the two stocks with news, 123 and 58, are really just APM and PTIX. Everything else underneath this is kind of like garbage. We don't really need it. So what about stocks that don't have news, or stocks that are up big that could have news but also don't have news? Well, again, that's APM right here. That's PTIX, which you already know, AEMD, and then there's also THAR. Now, what's going on with THAR? Like THAR, this stock right here, is there a reason? Why would we want to focus over on this play? Well, guys, there is something big that we probably want to be aware of, right? If we take a look and we go over to THAR here, THAR, what happened over on this stock? Well, guys, let's not forget that yesterday, THAR went on a very big spike and climb. Let's not forget that yesterday, let me make myself a little bit smaller, is that this play was the #1 top gainer in the stock market, right? Yesterday, THAR was absolutely insane. Yesterday, THAR went on this very big spike. Yesterday, THAR went on this massive climb. And why did THAR go on this massive climb? Well, again, we did have a press release yesterday here. Not today, yesterday. So you guys can see on Wednesday, right? Today's Thursday, but on Wednesday, we did have results, right? And the results for its drug, on its depression from fentanyl, on its opioids. You know, we had a press release yesterday. So we actually take a little bit of a step back. This is a previous top gainer, right? You guys could see right here, THAR, previous top gainer, now again continuously pushing itself back on up. So if we read this a little bit more, let's go over to the news alerts, because again, I saw Fox Runner again put a news alert over on THAR. Scroll on down here. What do we have? Right here. So what we have right here is THAR is gapping up 55% this morning after being Wednesday's #1 top gainer. So this was at 6:50 in the morning. It says THAR is coming up to $6 resistance, 55% gain. So yesterday, traders, it stated that THAR has results for against its respiratory depression on fentanyl and opioids, highlighting potential superiority over existing treatments. This was the press release yesterday, which led to a 206% gain. Today, momentum has completely taken over as this stock is now up and it has 3.4 million in float. So basically, we have momentum from yesterday. We had a good press release yesterday. We had a good spiker yesterday, good top gainer yesterday, and now momentum is just continuously pushing this play on up. As of now, $6 is the main resistance line you must be watching. Looking at the chart below, we have tested this price point 4 times over the past 12 hours. A break of $6, we would go up to $6.40. This would be the main target, as this is the old spiking high on 10-30. So traders, right now, this is pretty good information. I want you guys to understand something. Taking a look at this chart, we can all see that $6 has hit and touched over the last 12, 15 hours. And after hours last night, hit $6, got rejected. Hit $6, got rejected. Hit $6, got rejected. Hit $6, got rejected. And we are still testing that $6 mark. Now, a lot of people are probably going to say, Dek, if $6 cannot break, short it at $6. And I agree with you. But what you need to be aware of is if you do break $6, there is actually a better place to short, or there's a better place to buy right now and run up towards. And what we have right here is this old spiking high. Look at the daily chart, guys. 640. This was back on October 30th of last year, where we did have a massive spike. 640 is the target. Guys, right now we're sitting right around that 570-ish mark. We're right here. So if we do get a nice spike today, I would not be shocked if we run up towards that old spiking high of 640 and then we reverse from there. So I would honestly be looking more, saying, all right, guys, hey, if you guys are interested over on these plays, 640 is a little bit of a better target if this stock can catch some fire and start going on a rip and run. So we do have top resistance, top resistance, top resistance, top resistance. That's all, again, over on THAR, looking for that play to see if it's going to be able to break through $6. If it can, great. But if it can, guess where we're going up to? We're most likely going up towards this old area of 640, okay? So, got to stay alert. Got to stay ready. Got to be watching every single one of these moves. Make sure that you guys are all set, ready to rock and roll. And of course, keeping your eyes peeled. All right. So I want to make sure every single trader is all set here, making sure that you guys are good to go. So team, as again, we got about 5 minutes over into this market, waiting and watching to see what we have at this moment. What do we have? We got APM this morning. Remember, APM? What was the press release? Let's just kind of go through the watch list together. APM, guys, we do have New York State approval. Cool. APM, New York State approval. I do have 4,000 shares that I can short on this play if I want to. I'm definitely thinking about it, going after and maybe saying to myself, hey, Dek, go ahead and look for a short at $3. If it breaks $3, get out of the play. But it seems like we even have a little head and shoulders pattern right here. Maybe a quick little spike up to $2.90, drop back on down, quick little spike up to $3, drop back on down. Might get a little spike back up to $3 and then drop back on down. APM, possible short right at the start of the day. Yes, we still have that little bit of higher lows. Remember, guys, we do have right here, we do have APM on that nice trend line. Trend line's starting to crack. Doesn't mean, though, we can't get one more spike back on up before we start fading on off. But this trend line is starting to crack, and this trend line is starting to get a little ugly. Has room to fall back on down to 254. Next up in line is going to be PTIX. PTIX, guys, again, we do have that big head and shoulders pattern. Remember, the reason on why PTIX is because they did have their multiple dosing phase 2 coming on up. PTIX, guys, if this one spikes and rips and runs, we do have room to run up to the 200-day moving average, which is going to be up near around $4.90 to $5. This stock's a little bit weak right now, but definitely has potential. AMD, they didn't really have news last night. They said they were going to do an offering and got rid of their offering. So that's basically it. If we take a look over on AMD, it is the number 3 top gainer in pre-market this morning. No news, only 1.65 million in float. So the news is they were going to do an offering. They're not doing an offering anymore. So AMD got a little bit of hype from that. This is more one that I'm just kind of sitting back and watching. It kind of seems like it's fading on off and dumping. Doesn't really seem like it's a good play in any way. And then other than that, we have THAR, which this one has room to run up to $6 and then up to $6.40. THAR, previous number 1 top gainer of this morning. Strong $6 resistance with the $6.40 target. Okay? So that's what you guys want to be focusing on. That's what you guys want to be looking at, and those are the plays that you guys want to be really ready for at the bell. Other and last thing I want to be able to bring up towards is going to be the S&P 500. Traders, S&P 500 is starting to get very, very weak at this time. Now, it's not very, very weak. People are kind of over-exaggerating, but I will say, again, we are having a nice little pullback. Now, are we having a nice little pullback? Yes. Why? Because we just came up to record highs. So it's okay to have a little bit of a pullback. It's okay to have a little bit of a drop. It's okay to be able to fade and fall a little bit. Now, team, we are seeing other plays kind of take a little bit more of a hit, like Palantir. Palantir, guys, has had a very big drop because of, getting ready at the end of summer into September. We know it's the worst performing month of the year. So traders, please just understand this. Please just be on top of this. Right here, I want to bring this up. Palantir, the stock of 2025, may give us a dip buying opportunity. So right here, traders, Palantir is feeding and falling down to that 50-day moving average. This is where, again, a lot of traders are looking for entries. Now, again, just a little side note, throw out there. When people say Palantir, a lot of emotions go through investors' head. Some investors are upset they missed it. Some are happy they got in early. Some say the stock is overvalued. Some say Palantir is only getting started in the AI revolution. Regardless on how you invest, a lot of people are going to be buying in at the 50-day moving average or the 200-day moving average. Remember, you can go ahead and have many strategies to success. Focus on the charts for entries, company financials, forward-looking guidance, contracts, revenue, PE ratio, momentum, and hype. But as of now, we are getting a nice little dip buy and bounce play off the 50-day moving average. Now, while this is great and we're getting 50-day moving average bounce plays and we have other plays bouncing, please note right here, S&P 500 monthly performance average return in the last 10 years, September is the only red month. Every other month is green over the last 10 years. September on an annual return usually finishes in the red. And guys, we're only a week away from September. So please be aware, there might be some more rejection. We are only in August right now. We could easily have some more rejection coming up in the near future. Okay? So I like these plays. As you guys know, I love Palantir. I would 100% add way more to Palantir if it ever got underneath like 120. Underneath 120, I would 100% look to add even more, look to be able to make some more money, look to be able to make some more cash, get after it, and do what we do best. Now, let's throw on our scanners on this day. Let's make sure, of course, we're all ready to rock and roll. Guys, you guys having a good morning? Everyone excited about what today can bring us? Everyone feeling good? Everyone feeling alive? If you guys are, hit that thumbs on up right now. Hit me up in the chat room. Hit me with the good old Dekmar trades. Ow, tell me how you're feeling, baby. I want to see you. I want you guys to match again the enthusiasm that I have. If that's over on Twitter, hit that retweet, hit that like. If you guys are on YouTube, hit that thumbs on up. Tradecaster, you guys just sit there and you guys keep being beautiful. You absolutely good looking humans. Man, it's going to be an awesome day ahead. But We got to see where the buying volume is going to take us. APM, number one stock that we got to watch. Yes, I am interested in, again, looking for shorts maybe right off the rip. If, again, can we break that, $3 mark? I'm going to look for, again, 500 share shorts at a time. And let's, start loading this one on up. Maybe, again, a little 291. Let's go again, a little 296. Let's go again, a little 299. Let's go again, maybe somewhere right around 289. I'm gonna look for some shares to short to see if $3 is going to be holding up as some strong resistance. Okay, so right now, traders, we're getting ourselves prepared. As of now, I am not in on anything. You guys can see I had one trade over on EVOK this morning. That was, again, way earlier on this day. Made 15 bucks. Again, got filled at a great entry, but it just didn't fill all my shares. I do want to see if the number one top gainer of the day, APM, could possibly get a little bit of a spike back up to $3 before we crash back down towards that 250. So, gonna look for that quick little morning spike, see if we can get filled, and then again, drop back on down to 250 would be the ultimate goal. Okay, now Dek, why are you thinking $3 is going to hold? Well, again, I'm just looking at the past. I know, again, we came on up to 294, we crashed back on down to 260. We came on up towards 302, we crashed back on down to 270. If I can get filled on this play, just like we have right now, and we can get rejected right around $3, and I can make a quick, let's say, 200 bucks, I'll do it. Guys, I'm in on 1,500 shares right now. Just got filled. We just came up to the red line, red line, red line. Let's see if we can get a reversal and make, 250 bucks. So right here, traders, we're watching, we're waiting, seeing what we can do. We're up 150, 225, 270, 300. Take your profits, and guys, I'm out. Just made a $300 gain. So, everyone, ladies and gentlemen, done on the day. Just made $300. I hope everyone had a wonderful day. I'll see you guys back here bright and early tomorrow morning. Claire, yeah, we're going to go to Red Lobster. I know it's only 9 a.m. Claire, I realize it's only 9 a.m. Do you want Red Lobster or not? Do you want Red Lobster? It's very simple. Do you want Red Lobster? No? Okay, fine. I'll stay a little longer. Fine. So, traders, at this moment, nice little trade if you guys got that. We will see what we have at this moment. See, of course, what we're looking at. Ready to rock and roll here. So obviously we are getting ourselves excited. Awesome job. Congratulations to everyone making that quick little gain, quick little profit. And that's exactly what we were looking for, right? Right? Like that was the exact trade on what we were looking for over on APM. I mean, it literally turned out perfectly. What was the goal, Dek? The goal was we came on up to $2.95, we're going to get rejected. We come on up to $3, we get rejected. We come on up towards $3, we get rejected. We are going to spike somewhere near $3 and probably get rejected. So again, APM spikes on up towards around 297. Guess what happened? Came crashing right back on down. I have no live orders at this moment. Little heads on up, I have no live orders. But Dek, where did you get filled? I got filled at 289, 291, 291, and 296. Okay? Then I got out as we dropped back on down to 272. So basically, I had a cost basis. What was my cost basis exactly? I'm going to take the assumption it was probably like 292, 293, and then again crashed on down to 272 with 1,500 shares, $300 profit. Beautiful. Guys, it's almost doing the same exact thing again. Little spike on up, again coming crashing back on down. Right now, we're up $315 in the day. It's been 2 minutes of work. I mean, how awesome is that? So, awesome little start to the day. Awesome little trade. Anyone else take that with me? Anyone else get themselves involved over on that play? I hope you guys did. Just because that was like one of those quick little easy ones to be able to make some money for us, you know? Right now here, traders, we got to see where the buying volume is going to take us. PTIX, again, traders, has room to run up towards what area? That has room to run up towards around that $5 mark if this stock starts getting some hype. AEMD, that's the one that did have an offering. Then they said we don't want to have an offering anymore. Little side note, APM is still fighting. APM, guys, could easily still look for that $3 break. Going to see if we can get any sort of, momentum pushing forward here. And as always, I just want to do everything live. Like, that's really important to me, guys. Doing everything live, doing it in front of you. I want you guys to be able to see every single trade that I make. I want you guys to be able to see all the plays that I'm doing. I like to explain absolutely everything, right? That's crucial. And I feel like that's the best way to learn. For me to explain, for me to go over, for you guys to be able to understand, okay, hey, Dek's doing this because of this, Guys, ISPC 1 week ago had news. ISPC, very low float stock, trying to get a little bit of hype. APM, guys, getting a little bit weaker here. We might get 1 or 2 more little pops still on APM, but if this thing dumps, it's going all the way back down to 256. Please understand that. If this place starts getting very weak, it's going back on down towards around that 256. Dek, nice sweater today. Woo! Thank you, buddy. Again, I'm feeling good. Really am. Right here. We got, again, nice little sweater action. I picked this thing up last night from Kohl's. I'm a big Kohl's guy. You know, you walk into Kohl's, you know, you just grab some things, you know, looking pretty good, pretty solid here. Nothing wrong with that in any sort of way. Kohl's is good. Getting ready for that fall weather. You know what I'm saying, guys? Getting ready for that fall weather time. Traders, PTIX starting to get a little bit of a squeeze. PTIX, room to run up to what area? 490. 490, guys. PTIX buying volume starting to move on in. Traders, get ready over on that play. Do I have any PTIX shares ready to short? I do not. PTIX, if you guys are interested on this play, room to run, as I stated, up towards around 490 is the goal. So 490 is the goal over on that play. Stocks start looking pretty good at this time. Want to see where this play is going to be able to go towards next. If PTIX can keep on spiking. Now, again, Dek, where am I getting PTIX 490 from? That's the 200-day moving average right here. The 200-day moving average is right around 490. Now, Dek, are we going to get to 490? That's obviously the big question. You know, probably the best way to do this smart would just do like 200 shares at a time, probably above like 460, right? So, you know, maybe like, you know, we do a 455 entry. You know, we could look for a little bit of a short 460 entry, look for a little bit of a short, and just see if, again, you know, we can slowly build a position up towards around that 490 mark. We know $5 is going to be very hard on PTIX. We know $5 is natural resistance. We know we have the 200-day moving average right here at 490. We know that there's going to be a lot of trouble up towards that mark. I'm going to say, hey, if we can just keep slowly adding onto this play, up in the 450s, up in the 460s, up in the 470s, up into the 490s. I mean, that's where you guys are going to have the best chance of success to be able to make money. I'm hoping PTIX to get a little bit more momentum, start working our way back on up, and start going from there. So I'm going to keep my eyes peeled over on PTIX. I know some of you guys are over on the long side. If you guys are on the long side, that's absolutely A-okay. Stock did have news. Stock does have credibility. Stock is less than 1 million in float. Stock has room to pop and rip and run all the way up towards 490. If it does get up to 490, again, traders, that's where you guys are probably going to want to start looking for some possible entries. And that's where you guys can start making some good money. So again, 490 is going to be your target for buyers. So right now, if you guys are in on this play, $4, $4.10, $4.25, $4.90 is your target. You're looking for a 1 million in float stock to start getting that momentum and start getting that next leg. EVOK here. EVOK traders. This was the one that I traded this morning. Remember, I got filled right at $9 over on EVOK. EVOK, if this one keeps on spiking, this could be a nice little short back on down as well. Now, there's going to be a lot of strong resistance, probably right around like 720 over on EVOK. EVOK, I'm going to actually, again, look to be able to put in some orders on this play if this one ever gets a little bit of momentum right next to that VWAP, right? So, again, let me just turn over towards EVOK here for a second. I want to be able to place some orders in case that stock ever starts getting a little bit more momentum. I like to do like 250 shares at a time. EVOK, if this one spikes on up towards around 740 or so, I just want to be ready for it, right? So the thing is, team, I sometimes put in a lot of orders, but that doesn't mean they're going to get filled. I put orders in just so I'm prepared, just so I'm ready to rock and roll. But if the order doesn't get filled, then I just cancel it. Remember, guys, there's no issue, there's no harm in, again, putting in an order at a strong resistance line. If you get filled, great. If you don't get filled, who cares? You know? So the thing is, like, I have orders on PTIX up near around 490. If I get filled, I'm confident with my entry. I have orders right now over on EVOK up near the VWAP. If I get filled, I'm confident with my entry. So many people run around with their heads cut off like chickens, being like, oh, hey, Dek, I don't know, what should I do? Should I buy? Should I sell? Oh, I think I'm going to buy. Oh, I think I'm going to sell. Guys, once you start doing that and you start, you know, kind of rambling on, you don't even know what's happening, that's where you're going to put yourself in a really bad position. That's most likely where you're going to end up trading and end up losing because you're just like following, you know, your emotions. For me, I look for where resistance is at. This is strong resistance. If it gets up to this price point, I have a great chance of going green. If it keeps on going, I get out and I move on and I keep doing my strategy somewhere else. Right? That's it. Hey, I like to basically have my strategy say, Dek, you might not get filled. If you don't get filled, no harm done. But if you do get filled, you're getting filled at a great area. So it's, for me, my strategy is almost, hey, let's get filled where the odds are in our favor, where we have a great chance of success, where we have the odds that we will come out on top. And if we don't get filled, well, again, we don't lose anything. So I like that. I like that. Like, that clears my mind a lot. That gives me a lot of clarity, you know? So traders, right now, we're staying as smart as we possibly can. Shout out to everyone that's joining us on this absolutely beautiful third. Oh, man, PTIX, guys. Look at that little reversal right there. PTIX just came up to 440, dumped on down to 390. Again, did not get filled over on that play. Deck, how did you not get filled? Remember, I'm waiting for, again, that 490. A little bit of a crash right there. A little bit of a drop and a little bit of weakness. A little bit of a crash, a little bit of a drop, a little bit of weakness at this moment. So PTIX. APM, also APM couldn't get above $3. Maybe APM can get above $3. I don't know, guys. Anyone still anyone still shorting APM? Anyone still, shorting APM from underneath that $3 mark? If you guys are, I mean, that's not too shabby in any sort of way. Let's get the tunes going here once again. Let's get ourselves turned on up. Let's get, naked. Let's do something. So right now here, traders, THAR also previous #1 top gainer on the day. THAR, unfortunately, can't get back above that $6 mark or 640 target. Right now, I got I got 2 trades underneath my belt. I'm sitting with a $315 profit, which again, in August, hasn't been too bad. You know what I mean? Like, in August, $315, like, it's not anything crazy. I'm not going to sit here and say I can go buy a Lamborghini. Let's not, be unrealistic. But I am saying, hey, it's better to make a little bit of money, just keep adding it every single day. Like yesterday, right, guys, making $200. It's like, let's just say we are averaging right now $270 times that by 5 days in a week. That's $1,300 on the week. Now, again, we times that by 4. That's $5,400 in the month. Like, traders, is this saying, oh, you're going to be able to travel the world and, again, be able to buy mansions? Obviously, the answer is no. You're not going to be able to do that. But at the same time, it is nice that, how long did that trade take me today? Well, again, let's not be unrealistic here, guys. The trade that I got myself involved in, I got in at 9:30 and 21 seconds. I got out at 9:42. So how many people here would be happy making $5,400 a month for working 20 seconds in the day? So traders, a lot of people, right, which is absolutely A-okay, right? Especially if you guys are on the West Coast, trade with me every morning from, let's say, 9 to 9:30. Trade with me at 8 o'clock with a hot press release. Trade with me at 8:30 and then go to your 9 to 5 job. I know the goal. I know the goal is to become a full-time stock trader. But at the same time here, guys, if you guys like to trade right when the bell hits or in the pre-market when there's hot press releases, a lot of people have their 9 to 5 job that pays them, let's say, $70,000 a year. And then you have, again, your trading, where maybe, again, you're just averaging $300 a day. And okay, let's go back over towards this here for a second. You're averaging $300 a day, or you're averaging, let's say, $5,000 a month, right? That's $300 a day. Times that by 12, now you got 60 grand. How awesome would it be, guys, if you have your 9 to 5 job that pays you 70 grand and you just trading 5 minutes with me every single day? At the end of the year, you have an additional $60,000. Well, now, again, you're making, what, $150,000 every single year? I mean, that's pretty incredible. That's pretty awesome. So even if you're not technically a full-time stock trader and you have a different job, again, understand that this could still be the quick money where at the end of the year, you have a massive amount of money, right? That's great. So sometimes a quick little trade is all it takes. Just like right here, 9:30, 21 seconds to, again, 9:30 and 42 seconds. I did that live all in front of you guys so that you guys are all ready to go. Guys, PTIX is by far the most active stock here today. By far the most active stock here today. Deck, so for EVOK, short at 740, where do you stack your orders on the way there? And would there be a stop loss? What do you base that on? So again, for me, EVOK, I think, again, 740 is going to hold up as some strong resistance. It's the VWAP area, has some old past chart history pattern right here. It doesn't look like, unfortunately, EVOK is going to fall. But all I do is I spread out orders all around that 740 mark. Same exact thing with PTIX. Guys, PTIX is starting to slowly grind its way on up. We know that we are going to have strong resistance right around 490. We know that. So all I would do if I were you was, again, surround orders around 490. That means, again, place an order in 470, place an order at 480, place an order at 490, place an order at $5. So again, EVOK, I might be getting filled here pretty soon. You guys can see I still have 0 shares at this moment. But if we pop up into the 470s, I'm going to start my first little position, just like 250 shares at a time, just in case we do get that pullback. And again, I'll lock in when I make $250 or above. So I'm just trying to, slowly add a position, slowly start a trade here. so that we're all good. I'm going to get rid of my EVOK orders right now. Getting rid of my EVOK orders. Dek, why are you getting rid of EVOK? I just don't think it's going to happen right now. You know, EVOK just turned and dumped. Let's see if PTIX can keep on going a little bit more. PTIX here, traders. I'm going to start by looking to probably get around, you know, let's go with like a little over 1,000 shares. Right? A little over 1,000 shares if we can work our way up to $495. Still slow and steady. Still looking for that next little push all the way up towards around $5. So, Dek, what are you looking at? Number one, it's going to be the 200-day moving average right here. Right? That's my main resistance line. 200-day moving average. 200-day moving average at 490. Not only is 490 going to be a tough area, $5 is going to be a tough area. If we break through that, I'm only expecting an upper shadow and then fade back on down. That's what I'm expecting. I'm expecting an upper shadow and fade back on down if we can even break through that. Right now, traders, not filled on anything just yet. Not filled on anything just yet. Still watching to see if we can kind of push up a little bit higher. Guys, just got filled. Just got filled, guys. 1,000 shares just got filled. Cost basis 485. Cost basis 485 just got filled. Let's see if, again, this could be able to produce me some money. Got filled on 1,000 shares on this play. We just popped on up to 499. 499 high of the day. Watching again PTIX, see if this play is going to be able to again fall from that, you know, $4.99 $5 mark, aka that is again the 200-day moving average, aka at $5 natural resistance. Happy with my entry, happy with where I'm at. Let's see. And again, if we start breaking $5, I will get out. We'll move on and say, you know what, this one's not doing what I want it to do. So right now, traders, I am watching to see, can PTIX basically form an upper shadow, start getting weaker, start fading back on down. Now, if the stock keeps on going, do I think it's actually going to hold and break and hold $5? I don't think so. I think it will crash back on down, but it has a little bit of momentum, $5 strong resistance. Let's see how well this one's going to be able to hold on up. Right now, I'm down 48 bucks right now. You guys can see I do everything live here. So I want to go over my reasoning. I want to go over my credibility. I want to go over why, right? Why is Dek in? Why did he order? Why is he in on these trades right here? Traders, we just came up to 506 really quickly. Just had a quick little 506 entry. Right now I'm down at this moment. Got to stay smart here. Let's see here. Stock's still looking pretty good. Let's see if we can drop back on down. I'm down currently 90 bucks. Another little $5 touch. I want to give this a little bit of time. Give this a little bit of time, especially if $5 keeps holding up as resistance. You know, we haven't seen any stock spike and hold its gains. As I said, you know, we can take a look in the past. We can see we have this quick little upper shadow spike and then gives it on back. I would like to see a quick little upper shadow spike and then gives it on back. So I want to just hold this for a little bit longer. Stop loss is going to still be around like $200, you know, loss. If I ever again lose like 200 bucks, I probably will get out of this play just so I'm making sure I'm staying green on the day. Let's see if we can get that reversal, though. I like the $5 resistance. I like the 200-day moving average. I'm in at 485. You know, I could add right here as well. Put myself up a little bit higher in the position, right? You know, bring up my cost basis. But I think if anything, if I get out of this play, I'm going to get out right here, guys. I'm going to get out right here, still stay in the green. But you know what I think I'm going to do right now is I'm going to wait for an upper shadow to form. Wait for that upper shadow to form, then look to re-enter on a little bit of a bigger position. I don't want to keep on holding if it just keeps on going and holds $5. So again, got to be willing to get out. As I said, if it breaks $5, I'm not going to hold it. I still like my entry. I still like where I got in on. I still am green on the day, and that's important to me to stay green on the day regardless. But I like my entry. I like what we're doing. Let's see if we get a little bit of a random pop on up and then kind of reverse back on down. Dek, how high did we get up to right here? We got up to 868. Now, right now, take a look. PTIX, you better not turn right now, PTIX, the moment I get out. PTIX still fighting this $5 area. I'm going to give it a little bit of time. Sit back. Let's see what happens. There has been multiple times in my life, guys, that, again, I get out of a play trying to be smart, and then it does exactly what I want it to do, you know, at the first place, right? And that happens. How many times have you guys, again, ever got in at, let's say, 490, comes up to 503, you say, hey, I'm going to be a smart trader, I'm going to get out, I'm going to limit my loss, and then, again, 2 minutes later, it gets a big-time dump all the way back down towards $4. Hey, that's happened a lot in my life, right? And even right now, Dek, if you kept on holding, you'd be in the green right now. You know what? If anything, I try to take it as a confidence booster, saying, Dek, I was right. You know, I understand it. But the last thing I ever want to do is, again, get caught up and all of a sudden I get squeezed and it runs up to 525. So I got to be careful. What's great news is that this stock right now is hot. We know, again, this is a hot one. Guys, little heads on up. APM slowly fading and dying on off. AEMD slowly fading and dying on off. EVOK at this moment. EVOK at this moment slowly fading and diving on off. PTIX needs to form, like, needs to get one, like, 20-cent spike and then form an upper shadow. That's what PTIX needs. Needs a spike and then form, like, an upper shadow. Shows that we are going to start getting a little reversal and going from there, you know? Deck, does PRIX have news? Yes, it does. So PRIX this morning did have some news. Talks about PTIX, talks about it's getting ready for phase 2. That's not the biggest press release in the world, to be honest. It just comes on down more to the fact that it's just a low float stock. It's 3 million in float. It's talking about, you know, hey, we have upcoming phase 2 data. It's like, it's not the best press release in the world. It's just, it's one of the only press releases we can trade today. You know what I mean by that? It's not the best press release in the world, but it's one of our only options. If you said, hey, Deck, my favorite dinner is spaghetti and meatballs. That's my favorite dinner in the world. And you come downstairs and all I have is, you know, steak and chicken. You're like, I like spaghetti and meatballs, but all I have is steak and chicken. You're going to be picking one. Same exact thing out of today. You might say, Deck, my favorite play is whatever, Palantir. But today, again, PTIX and APM are the two hot ones. And that's it. And those are the ones you're stuck with. So the thing is, even though PTIX is not the biggest press release in the world, it's one of the only ones that, like, we have potential on. You know what I mean? Guys, right now we have a little upper shadow. Let's see. I might look for a little re-enter here. 250. It seems like that we're starting to turn here slightly. Starting to turn here slightly over on PTIX. PTIX, can we get a little bounce? I like a small upper shadow. Not big in any sort of way. I would still have to be, like, pretty tight on this trade, but it looks like it might start getting that dump here soon. If it dumps, it's going back down to 460. If we do get a dump, we're going back down to, like, 457, 460. Little heads up for you guys. Let's maybe give it one more $5 test. Maybe give it one more $5 test. Right now, again, barely in the green, but we're still in the green. Wanted to make sure, again, that loss wasn't going to put me in the green. Could keep on holding this trade right now, as you guys know, but PTIX here, guys, getting a little bit weaker here. Anything else that's a little better right now? GXAI? GXAI, not bad at all. Mid-candle breakout pattern, guys, over on GXAI. GXAI, let's actually turn our attention towards this in a second. This is a good-looking play. So, Sincer Trader, I believe someone else brought this up here before as well. It's a good-looking play over on GXAI. You know, I would not short GXAI. GXAI, guys, if this one ever started breaking 250, there is the chance that this one can squeeze. Let's just all be, like, fully aware of this here for a moment. GXAI does have a great squeezing potential. This stock was a top gainer over on Tuesday. Wednesday, it started dropping on down, and now going into today, this stock starts breaking that old spiking high right here. Ladies and gentlemen, there's a chance that we start going up to $3, $4 plus. So I would not be surprised in any way if all of a sudden, you know, GXAI starts stealing the volume, starts stealing the hype, and starts stealing the show. Keep that one on your back burner right there. That's one that definitely has a lot of potential. Little heads on up, PTIX, guys, still trying to squeeze. Deck, where would be the next main target over on PTIX? Probably closer towards, like, that 540 region. If we ever got, like, a quick little 540, 539 touch and pop, that could be a solid area over on PTIX. Let's see. We got a little... What's the high of the day? 521. Can we possibly break that? Let's see here, traders. Still, again, looking for that. I still watch GXAI. Keep your eyes peeled on it. That's a good trade to watch. That's still a good one to keep our eyes peeled on. No entries for myself right now. Kind of just, you know, sitting on the back burner right now. GXAI, guys. Little upper shadow. 250 is going to be tough to break, but if it can break 250, that could be very good. PTIX, another little spike and another little drop here. Small little bull flag pattern over on PTIX. Spike, drop, still slightly building, like higher lows. I am still going to give PTIX the benefit of the doubt that says there's still a little bit of a flag here. Still a little bit of a flag at this moment. Zelbon, Deck, I don't even short, but I still follow you because you're logicked on entries on the 50-day moving average. Again, you know, the thing is, team, there are some plays that I will not, you know, short, or there will be some plays that I do not buy. But regardless, just being here, even if you're not a shorter, it's like, hey, Deck's still explaining what's the hot trade, what's the hot play, how high it can go. So you know what? While he's entering at a certain play, I know that that's where the resistance is going to be at. So again, like, no matter how you take it, unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to buy every play, short every play, do an option trade on every play, do this. But again, I still want to be able to give you ideas on every single side that you guys are on so that you guys can become better. So awesome. I love that. Love that, Zell. GXAI is still watching that one. PTIX still setting itself up in a bull flag pattern. Schwitzy Deck, once the big earnings are done, I bet penny stocks and shorting gets back to normal. Been slow during earnings season. Sometimes, yep, absolutely. You know, sometimes, you know, well, the good news is this Friday is the last Friday of earnings. So tomorrow, last day of earnings. Tomorrow, Jerome Powell speaking. Right, tomorrow we got a lot of weakness. Tomorrow, excuse me, we could see a nice little pop in the market. Hey guys, as always, if you guys are enjoying this, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you guys hit that YouTube thumbs on up, subscribe button. If you guys are over on Twitter, X, follow me right now. Hit the retweet, hit a like, show me some love. Love to be able to have you guys here every single day. Little heads on up, guys. PTIX starting to get that weakness now. PTIX starting to turn and fade. PTIX starting to drop back on down. PTIX does have a lot of room to be able to continue to fall back on down towards around that VWAP. You know, any little spike back up into the 480s, you guys can look for possible shorts over on PTIX. Seems like, again, we had that first touch of 520, second touch of 518, third touch of 507, and now it seems like things are getting weaker. Strong resistance up there around that 480-ish mark. GXAI right now here, traders, sitting around that 235-ish mark. Now, again, please do not feel any obligation to trade if you are not 100% certain. Please do not feel any obligation to put yourself in on a play that could possibly hurt you. Do not feel any obligation to say, hey, Deck, you know, I haven't traded yet today. I want to be able to make some money. Right? You know, sometimes, again, we feel like we have to trade just because we're here. We have to trade just because, again, we haven't traded anything yet. That's not always true, right? Make sure you're being smart. Deck APM got halted. APM halted on the upside. Look at that. Now, with APM getting halted on the upside, we could easily see PTIX start getting a little bit of a fade and fall. Guys, I'm actually going to do another little order over on PTIX right here on the short side. As long as it stays underneath, probably like 485, 490. We might get a little pop here, and then I'm going to try to add right around that 485, 490 mark. Just because, you know, PTIX, I want to see if we start forming a downtrend now. So again, I'm not going crazy big on anything. Just little heads on up. There's no play right now that's like, oh, Deck's going massive in right now. No, guys. I'm not going big or crazy on any play right now. I'm more just waiting and watching. Now, if you're saying, Deck, why are you going to jump in over on these plays? Is I'm jumping in over on these plays right now just to see if maybe, look at this. Hold on a second. PTIX got to be careful on this play. I don't want it breaking $5. Back above like 505, 100% out of this play. Little heads up. Just because I want to see if the mob all shifts to APM. If everyone shifts over to APM, PTIX could lose a lot of volume. PTIX could lose a lot of hype. PTIX could lose a lot of buying volume if everyone goes over to APM, because APM's the hot stock right now, you know? So I'm staying very small on everything. There's no play right now that I'm doing 5,000 shares on. There's no play right now I'm doing anything more than probably 1,000. I'm giving stocks little chances, and that's about it. So it's like, you know, I'll give a stock a few chances, see if we can get a breakout. If I can make, you know, $100, $200, $300 on a trade, I count that as a win out of today. You know what I mean? No reason for me to do anything that's out of the ordinary or anything crazy. I'm not going to be a hero right now until we see maybe a 200, 300, 500% spiker. But APM, that stock got halted on the upside. We could definitely go back to that in a moment. I'm just in on PTIX right now, shorting 1,000 shares at 485. So I just want to see if this one does get a little dump back on down to 470, trying to make back a little bit of that loss from before and be able to make some cash. Goal would be, again, you know, fall back down towards like 420. So again, I'm just going to let this 1,000 shares rock for a little bit as long as we don't go back above 505. As long as we don't go back above $5, I'm just going to let this, you know, 1,000 shares rock for a little bit and see what we can do. Okay? We do have, again, let's just stay alert, APM at this moment. APM did get halted. Traders, APM is halted, going to be getting unhalted in 1 minute and 37 seconds. Okay? So 1 minute, 37 seconds, APM. Now, you guys tell me right now, how high can APM get up to? How high can APM go? Also, a little heads on up. Got to be careful. PTIX still trying to get a little bit of squeeze. Got to go back over to PTIX here for a moment. I don't want to see PTIX squeeze, or if it does, I'm getting out. Nope. Again, another little $5 test. Little $5 test, got a little rejection at $5. Again, it's just that $5 mark, team. You know, if you're looking for saying, Deck, what's the overall best entry? $5. Guys, look at the reversal. Let's see if we can dump here. Can PTIX dump? Come on, PTIX. Let's see if, again, PTIX can dump on down to like 430. Because right now we do have PTIX $5 major resistance. This is why I jumped in on it, just a little heads on up. Because how many tests are we having of $5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tests of $5 got rejected every single time. Guys, let's think about it in this manner. Let's imagine you went up to your crush. Okay, let's imagine you went up to your crush and you went up to her and you said, hey, would you like to go on a date with me? And she said no. And you're like, okay, that was not good. And then you went up maybe 2 months later and she said no. And you went up another month later, another week later, no. And you keep asking, can you go out to dinner with me? No, 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 no. At some point, you as a human, you as a man, if you have any dignity at all, you're going to say, hey, this woman is not interested in me. I'm going to move on. And that's a lot of times how you can think about it in a psychological manner with buyers. Buyers right now are saying, let's push this above $5. Hits $5, no. Hits $5, no. Hits $5, no. Hits $5, no. Hits $5. At some point, people are going to give up. At some point, people are going to give up and it's going to crash back down to $4.30. Now, is there a chance that all of a sudden it goes back up to $5 and the girl goes, you know what? You have been begging me for the last 12 times in a row. You know what? I'm going to give it a chance. Let's go out to dinner. But if this does not work out, you never text me again. Okay, deal. Maybe there's that happens. That can happen. But the majority of the time, if you get 7 rejections and a no, you're probably again going to say, you know what, I'm over you and you're done. And that's where the stock, tends to be able to fall and crash and fade. But let's see here, traders. Another, again, little $5 test. Just want to be ready. Ready to get out in case we ever get a yes, right? Who knows? So again, I'm not adding on this play. I'm not doing anything more than 1,000 shares. I'm keeping it small and tight. But that's the psychology behind it. That's the thought process behind it. So what am I looking for? I'm looking for that clear cut, get the heck out of my face. I'm putting a restraining order on you. And that's where we dump on down to the VWAP. That's what I want. I want the clear cut. I'm getting a restraining order and my boyfriend's going to kick your ass type of, red candle. That's what I want. So right now I'm just sitting, breaking even over on this play right now. What's APM doing? Guys, APM is live. APM, you guys can keep your eyes peeled on it. Has room to run up to 440 if this play ever took on off. Right now, it's still done. Testing another $5. Please date me. Please date me. Hold on, traders. You got to be careful. Guys, we just got another no. We just got another no at $5. I will say this, though. There's part of me that's a little nervous. What part of it is the fact how persistent this is. Look how many times we've tested $5 and it keeps coming back and back and back and back and back. I'm going to get out of this. I don't want to get squeezed. Guys, I'm out. I'm out of this play, as you guys can see. I don't want to get squeezed. Look at this. We got a yes. So, I mean, like that play, I got out of that play. I moved on it. I didn't want to, again, get caught up in the squeeze here. So, I am no longer in on that play. But traders, I got in on that play. Wanted to, again, think about what is happening here. So many persistent, persistent touches. And finally, we got a yes over on, again, PTIX here. So, again, keeping everything small and tight. Right now, if you're saying, Dek, what are you down on the day? I am down, again, 180 bucks. So, no, again, look at this. And it goes on up and it goes right back down to $5. I mean, PTIX just seems like it's just huddling around $5. APM, is this one a little bit better? Could this one make us a little bit more money? Could this one make me a little bit more cash? So again, as you guys know, I'm limiting my share size today. There's not that one clear-cut winner. There's not that one amazing play just yet. Even again, PTIX, which has a lot of the attention, it's still just floating right around $5. So very small trades, very small wins, very small losses. If anyone's wondering, Dek, what's your average win? My average win is usually around 1,200 bucks. That's what I try to make every single day, around $1,200. So again, being down 180 bucks right now, very small, peanuts. Again, haven't done any big trade just yet, but hopefully we can get one. That's what I'm looking for. Right now, APM starting to reverse. Guys, look at APM. APM, pretty strong reversal as well. APM, stock again, try to get a little spike. Where's strong resistance area? 311. How many shares do I have that I could short over on APM? Now, again, I don't want to start over trading and start just jumping in on a whole bunch of plays. I don't want to do that. At the same time, though, I will be, I'm going to give, I feel like, some stocks some chances, over on APM. I want to try to make some money. But again, I'm only going to short near highs. I only want to get myself involved near highs over on APM or whatnot. Homeless to Humble. Deck, I absolutely love your discipline. Thank you, man. Again, I show everything. I show every win. I show every loss. That's what I do here. But at the same time, again, you know, I got to show it and I want to explain it. I feel like that's the best way for you guys to learn. Sure, it's great when you guys see me win a ton of money and everyone here claps and says, oh, Deck, that was awesome. But then it's also great for you guys to see me lose and be able to say, okay, why did he lose? Or how does he handle his loss? Or again, is he keeping his losses nice and tight and small? Right? So that's part of it. That's what you guys have to do every single day. Oh, guys, look at PTIX right now. PTIX now. Guys, not only did she finally say yes, but she has said to herself, I've been missing out the whole entire time. Right, look at this. So PTIX, we basically hit $5 6 times in a row. Rejected, 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 rejected. And then now again, we are spiking ourselves on up. People are trying to, again, lead towards more ripping and run. And Deck, you're going to jump in on PTIX? I'm going to give that one some time. Right? I jumped in on PTIX twice, right next to $5. Both times we came up to $5, came back down. Up to $5, came back down. Up to $5, I said, you know what? Let me get out of this play. I don't want to get squeezed. That was a great, you know, discipline. That was great mindset for me to be able to say, hey, you know what? Let me move on from this play. I don't want to get hurt. So let's make sure that we are all good. Traders, I am going to take a few seconds right here. And I do want to do just post all of the links of all the equipment that I am using. So a little heads on up here, traders. I want to post all the links of all the equipment that I'm using so that you guys are all set, ready to go. Number one, if you guys are, again, interested over in the charting, all of these different colors right here, this is all trade ideas. So if you guys are interested, those are trade idea scanners. I'm going to post that over in Twitter chat. I'm going to post that over in Tradecaster chat, and I will post that over in YouTube chat. So if you guys want the same exact scanners that you guys see on my screen right here, that is, of course, over on Trade Ideas. Now, what else do we have here? Well, as you guys know, every single morning, I do use, of course, the news scanner that gives me the answers every single day. Deck, how do you find all these plays every single morning? Obviously, I use Fox Runner. You guys can add the word Foxy, F-O-X-Y, for 30% off at this time and a free 30-day pass. So again, make sure you guys go add the word Foxy, free 30-day pass. And on top of that, traders, you do get 30% off if you add that word right there, Foxy. So make sure you guys go do that. Now, on top of that here, traders, what else do we have? We do have over on One Stop Prop. If you guys are a prop firm trader and want to be able to, again, not risk your money and risk someone else's money, or again, the prop firm's money, you guys can go ahead and do that. Type in the word TC30 for 30% off so that you guys are all set, ready to rock and roll. That's absolutely great. If anyone's saying, Deck, how the heck, right? How the heck do you, again, have all of these plays every single day? How do you do that? That's using my broker. So Cobra is my broker. Make sure you guys are using Cobra. They are the best. They get me in and out right away. Some of the best stuff right there. Let me again post that. And then last but not least, guys, or not last but not least, excuse me, we also have the AI Trading Journal. A lot of people signed up to that yesterday. A lot of people are saying, wow, that's giving me so much awesome information. So if you guys have not signed up to the AI Trading Journal, type in the word 14-day and you will get 14 days for free. So again, make sure you guys go check that on out. And this is last but not least. Last but not least here, ladies and gentlemen. What do you guys know? What you guys know is Tradecaster has now dropped their prices. For the first time ever, Tradecaster is underneath $100 a month. Guys, I've been trading again on Tradecaster the last 6-7 years. It has always been $100, $140, and we were just at $174. I am done. I don't want those prices. I want to, again, be able to grow this community to as big as humanly possible and be able to help you become the best trader you can be. So I thought to myself, I sat down, I said, what is a reasonable price that I truly think every single person can afford, and also the value that I'm bringing with the lessons, with the live streaming, with the commentary, with the answering, with the scanners that I'm projecting over on the screen. And that's, again, $79 a month. So again, for basically $2 a day to be able to trade and be part of our community. So we do have our summer boot camp coming up on Monday. If you guys sign up to tradecaster.com, you will have access to the summer boot camp. You guys must be members before Monday. Make sure you guys are all set, ready to rock and roll. Get on over here. You guys are all good. Tradecaster.com. Join the community. You guys be all ready to rock. But that's everything right there, guys. Go ahead. Enjoy the broker. Go ahead. Enjoy, again, free 7-day pass over on Tradecaster.com. Enjoy the AI Trading Journal. Enjoy Foxy. And enjoy, again, the Trade Idea Scanners. Beautiful. That's absolutely everything so that you guys are all ready to rock. Always just want to throw that out there because the people always ask me what I'm using, what's the equipment that I'm using, how can I get the same stuff, and we also have deals on absolutely everything. So you guys are all good. A little heads on up. PTIX right now, traders. PTIX right now, it's just a slow and steady mover. Deck, how high can PTIX get up to at this point? PTIX, let's look at past chart history pattern. PTIX here, team. Let's think about this here for a moment, okay? PTIX is known to spike and known to give a lot back. Take a look at this spike, gives it all back. 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 PTIX is known to spike and is known to give it all back. Is there ever one big green candle that holds? Or is it every single one is followed with a red candle and a big upper shadow? Every single one is followed by a red candle and a big upper shadow. I want to give this stock chances. I am going to look to re-enter this play around 650. Deck Y. Bounce play, 650. Bounce play, 650. Top resistance, 650. Lower shadows, 650. If we can get up into the 640s, 650s, I am going to add onto this play looking for the short side. Okay? I'm going to give this stock chances. Now, again, just because I give it chances doesn't mean I'm automatically going to win, but I will say I'm going to give the stock chances and see, can I get filled in the 640s, 650 region, and I think that would be a great overall opportunity for me to be able to make some money, for me to be able to make some cash. Stock is known to spike. Stock is known to give everything on back. So if we can get there, that would be my next entry. Now remember here, team, I am only looking to enter these plays because of right here, right? I'm just scrolling through this chart. Bounce play. Bounce play. Bounce play. Bounce play. Top resistance. Bounce play. Bounce play. Top resistance. That's all I'm doing. I don't want anyone to sit here and be like, man, Deck's randomly guessing on a play. I'm not randomly guessing. I'm looking at where is their old past chart history pattern and where can we turn and fall. That's all I'm looking for, okay? Homeless to Humble. Deck, I'm going to go to Tradecaster right now and purchase the lifetime pass. Woo! Awesome. Absolutely great. Hey, once you do, there's no going back here. Tradecaster for life, baby. Let's go. Let's go. Let's do this. Get me fired up right now. Deck, does the Foxy password work? Yep. Again, I've seen people say right now saying I just use the Foxy promo code. You do get 30% off. So Foxy over on Fox Runner, you'll be all set. Right now, traders are still watching to see if we get that one last squeeze over on PTIX. PTIX is the clear-cut winner right now. APM, no. AEMD, no. And guys, yes, just a little heads on up for every single person. I do want to just make sure that you guys are all set, ready to rock and roll on this for every single, one of you guys. All right, because it is big news and it is important and it is, absolutely huge. Which is starting up on Monday. We are going 0 to 100. We are taking your trading from A to Z. Starting up this upcoming Monday, we are having the boot camp, the course, whatever you want to talk about, whatever you want to call it, essentially. My goal is to make sure by the end of Friday of next week, you know everything that I know in the stock market. I am going to give you every piece of education that I know, that I have learned over the last 10 years of trading. I'm going to lay it out for you. I'm going to go over it all. This is not a $3,000 course. This is not, again, $2,500. This is not sell me your kidney. This is nothing like that. But I want to go ahead and lay out absolutely everything I possibly can for you. So Tradecaster.com, we just dropped our prices to $79. We have our summer boot camp coming on up. If you're a Tradecaster member, you automatically have access to the summer boot camp. Going over it all. If you miss out on it, you miss out on it. That's up to you. That's literally up to you. Yes, I will record it. Yes, I will send it to Tradecaster members. That's the way it works. But every single morning from 9 o'clock to 11 o'clock, Monday through Friday of next week, we are doing the summer boot camp. We have a massive, massive fall, massive winter, massive end of 2025 coming on up. I want to make sure you guys are at least having the education of what I have. I want to give you guys that full-time day trading education. There's two ways to be successful in the stock market, and the twos are mandatory. You need both of them. You need to have education and you need to have experience. Now, if you have experience, that's great, but a lot of people, again, don't know the right way to trade. You know what's the funniest thing that people come up to me? That I say, hey, get into the video library and study. Let me help you. Let me teach you. And they say, I don't want to learn, again, anything new. I've been trading for the last 6 years. And I say, awesome. How much money have you made? And they say, well, I've never made any money. I've lost. So you really don't have any education whatsoever. Your experience in the stock market, if you have never made any money, means diddly squat to me. Means absolutely nothing. It would be like, hey, Dek, I've been playing basketball for the last 10 years. But the way you play basketball is, again, you dribble it with two hands, you pick it up, you run, you lower your shoulder, you, again, say, Kobe, and you throw it again against the backboard. If that's what you've been practicing for the last 8 years, you're the worst basketball player ever, and you've been practicing bad habits. Right here, coming on up on Monday, I'm going to teach you what you need to know to be a successful full-time stock trader, what I have learned over the last 10 years, going over growth, 0 to 100, and giving you that foundation and advanced strategies on what to practice. Because if you don't know what to practice, you're wasting your time. I could sit there with a guitar in my hand and just strum a whole bunch of random, hand placements, but I'm not learning anything. Or I can have drills, or I can know the chords and practice then. I want to give you the foundation of success of stock trading, of investing, learning how to do it right so that you guys become the best trader you guys can be. All right, so let's do exactly that. That's starting up on Monday, tradecaster.com. Let's get ready, rock and roll. So you're all good. Guys, PTIX starting to turn, unfortunately. PTIX starting to drop and turn right now. Boot camp starting at 9 o'clock to 11 o'clock every day. So, yep, if you guys are, again, already members over on Tradecaster, you guys are already set, okay? Ooh. Ooh. PTIX here, traders. Probably getting a little bounce play coming on up. PTIX, little uptrend at this moment. PTIX, little uptrend right now. Little uptrend trying to build. Let's see if it can be able to hold. Right now here, traders, I want to see, of course, what we have coming on up. PTIX is getting pretty ugly here. And if you guys do have any questions, comments, or concerns, please let me know. Got APM, little bit of a pop back on up. APM's trying to fight, trying to stay alive. We're not having anything go too crazy. PTIX is solid. PTIX is solid here, traders. I really do like PTIX. If this one, again, does try to get a pop back on up in that 560s, I mean, we will go back down to $5. We know that $5 area is like, that's the law of attraction right here. We're going back down to $5 at some point. I, again, went after 2 trades right underneath $5. Stop loss on both my plays were right around $5. And, hey, good thing I didn't keep on holding. Traders, I always like to think about that. Even if I take a small loss and I lose $200, I say, what would have happened if I kept on holding? If I kept on holding from, again, my 485 entry, I would have been down $1,000 at 585. I would have been down $1,500 at the high of the day. That's not the way I want to trade. I don't want to put myself down $1,500. If I'm going to take a loss, I'm going to lose $180 like I am doing right now. That's it. $180. Right? That's fine. But not, again, I don't want to lose $1,500. That's a major difference. You know what I mean, guys? PTIX still watching. How's BBAI right now? One of those plays that I'm eyeing up for the future. Palantir here. Traders, I've already talked about this before, but I will tell you guys right now, and you guys can remember me in the future here. A lot of people, okay? And this is like just super important for every single person so that you guys are, again, becoming better and growing and learning every single day. A lot of people always want to find the next big thing. A lot of people always want to find the next big trend, the next big hype wave. What is going to be the next EV, the next NFT, the next big crypto coin, the next big artificial intelligence like move? What is going to be the next $1 million idea? Well, traders, a lot of times I try to put the pieces together. The pieces are, over the last 2 years, it's been artificial intelligence. Now, as we moved into 2025, artificial intelligence definitely has slowed down. Not saying it's not hot anymore, but it's definitely slowed down. We're not seeing as craziness over on NVIDIA. But where have we seen craziness? We have seen a lot more craziness on stocks like Palantir. All right, Palantir. Now, what is Palantir? Palantir has to do with AI defense, the military. It's going to be Big Brother, surveillance. Now, that is where I'm seeing a lot of volume go right now. I'm telling you guys this stuff right now without me even being in on the play just yet, because I want to be transparent and say these are going to be plays that I'm going to be getting myself involved in. I got Palantir on a long-term investment, but again, like Big Bear AI, I'm not even in yet. Let's think about this here for a moment. To be able to find the hot trend, we need to figure out what's happening. Why would people go to AI defense plays? Well, traders, what was the big bill that passed about a month ago? It was called the Big Beautiful Bill. Now, what is with the Big Beautiful Bill? The Big Beautiful Bill is literally giving trillions of dollars, let's just say an unlimited ATM, to military, to Homeland Security, to border control. If we are having military basically having unlimited funding, and we are having border control, unlimited funding, this is meaning defense. Defense to country, defense to Homeland Security, defense in making sure that the United States is as secure as possible. Well, who are they hiring? Who are they giving these government contracts to? They are going to be giving them to Palantir, who already has deep ties in the government. They're going to be giving them to Big Bear AI, BBAI, who has deep ties into the government on already an AI hot trend. So again, a lot of times, team, we might see one current trend such as artificial intelligence be great, but how does that break off? How does that expand? We can't just keep buying NVIDIA forever. A lot of times we're going to find different plays where, again, it's from the next step of AI. You could say, oh, the internet's great, but what's the next step? How does the internet grow? And again, within the main trend, you have more, again, micro trends. So we just had AI and chips, and now, again, seeing all these developments. But now what are we seeing? We're seeing trillions of dollars from this big, beautiful bill that just got passed from, our current administration, giving trillions of dollars to AI stocks. But what AI stocks? AI defense stocks. So that's going to be stocks like, of course, as we already talked about, PLTR, Palantir. Why do you think they have gone crazy over the last year and a half? Right? The proof is in the pudding right here. Right? What else are we looking for? Newer play, BBAI. Big Bear AI. This could be something coming up in the future, right? We also have Clear, a YOU AI defense play. This could be something in the future as well. These are different ideas right now. I want you guys to start thinking about, start putting out there, start saying to yourself, okay, hey, this makes sense, right? Right now here, traders, we got to see what we got. Looking for that next move here. Dek, take a look over on IMRX. IMRX, slow and steady. A lot of, again, like slow and steady plays here. A lot of slow and steady. What's up, Thomas? My boy! Ow! SPY right now here, traders. Slow and steady on the SPY. Guys, let's remember something here. What is tomorrow? Tomorrow, Jerome Powell's speaking. Tomorrow, Jerome Powell's coming on out. Tomorrow, Jerome Powell, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be again at Wyoming. Jackson Hole. Tomorrow's a big day. Jerome Powell speaking. Jerome Powell going over, what we are seeing with interest rates. So again, tomorrow around 12 o'clock, 2 o'clock, you definitely want to tune in to see what he's saying and, what he's going to be doing. All right. So tomorrow, Jerome Powell does speak. Little heads on up for every single person so that you guys are all set, ready to rock and roll. PTIX looks like it's getting ready for that drop back on down towards around that VWAP area. Team, I know, again, it's like almost like every day has been almost the same thing, which has been what? A little slow, right? And I get it. I understand it. But, the thing is, team, it's just the end of the summer. That's why next week we are doing the summer boot camp. Next week we are again ending off, right? We are ending off this entire summer with, again, getting educated. So make sure that you guys are all set here, ready to rock and roll. Make sure you guys are fired on up. Make sure you guys are exuberated, pumped on up here, and let's see what, of course, we have coming up in the near future. As always, ladies and gentlemen, if you guys do have any final questions, comments, concerns, please let me know. More than happy to help you guys on out with anything that you guys need so that you guys are learning, so that you guys are growing, and so that you guys are becoming better and better and better. Right now, PTIX, by far the hottest play. PTIX, guys, if you're saying, Deck, where is there going to be the next resistance line? PTIX will have trouble when it hits this uptrend. So what area would that be? Like 575. If it hits 575, 580, you should have a strong resistance line. I'm going to put an entry in back up towards around 580 just in case it hits it. And if it does, I'll take, take some shares. Reason why is just because that should be the strong purple line right there. Strong purple line should be some strong resistance area. Okay? Let's see if we ever get that little pop on up. Pop on up towards this area. Should be strong resistance. If it does, I might look for one more trade here. If it does, I'll look for one more trade. Give us that little pop back up towards, again, 580. Pop on up towards around 585. Gonna spread out some orders all around this mark. Let's see, PTIX. Can I get a little pop on up towards around this top area? Reverse back on down. Deck, what would be stop loss? Stop loss would be get filled around 585. Stop loss would be anything above $6. We do not allow it to go above $6 and squeeze you out. We would be shorting next to resistance and, of course, seeing where, again, the next possible play would be. A little bit of a spike up to 560 there. Got a little bit of a drop. We'll see if that thing can keep on building a little bit more. Deck, what's the code for 30% off at Fox Runner? It is Foxy. Foxy, 30% off. Foxy is the code. KX Green, Deck, what time frame do you use? I'm going to drop you a lesson right here. Okay, I'm going to drop you a lesson over in chat, and it'll go over absolutely everything you need to know about time frames. Okay? And you'll be all set, ready to get after it here. So watch this lesson, KX Green, and you'll be all good. Once you watch that lesson, you'll know everything you have to know about time frames. Right now, not in on anything right now, traders. Not in on anything at this moment. As I said, I will get filled. Little heads on up. I will look to get filled if, again, PTIX can spike on up towards around that 585, 590 mark. Okay? So PTIX, I will get filled if this play can get up towards around that 585 to 590 area. That's where I do think we might get a little bit of a pop and then again reverse back on down. You know, what would be my goal today? My goal today would be try to eliminate, that loss, try to put myself back into the green a little bit. And again, all I got to do is make about $180, $200, put myself back into the green. At the same mark, I don't want to, again, jump in on a play with a large amount of shares and get squeezed. I will have a hard stop loss at $6. So let's think about this. Deck is, again, getting involved in a short. He's betting that the stock is going to fall. Where is he betting the stock is going to fall? Next to, again, 585, 590, $6. If it breaks $6, he's out, so it doesn't hit a new high of the day, but he's getting ready for an entry right next to the uptrend, the resistance line, $6 natural resistance, and near the high. But he will have a stop loss if it breaks $6. Does that make sense, everyone? So I just want to, again, explain what I'm doing. And of course, I will not win every single trade, but I do want to throw out, of course, what I'm looking at and why I'm doing it. Let's even get one last little pop on up. Best case scenario, spike on up, upper shadow, dump back down to 550, make some quick money. Only about 20 cents away from maybe getting our first little fill on this play. Joey, any updates on Fox Runner for the mobile app? They said mobile app's coming out, I think, August 18th or something like that. So mobile app over on Fox Runner should be coming on out. They said mid-October. So that's about what? Let's just say 2 months away. Month and a half away. So that is going to be very cool, very awesome. I know they do have a big update, though, coming out next week with some brand new features and some new things. So that's going to be really fun as well. So yeah, so basically traders, just little heads on up. I use Trade Ideas every day. I use Fox Runner every single day. And then I use Cobra Trading every single day. Those are like my top 3 that I use every day. So if anyone ever came up to me and said, Dek, what do you have to use? I'd say you have to use Trade Ideas. You have to use Fox Runner. You have to use Cobra Trading. Those are the top 3. On top of that, hey, I want to become better. Track your trades. Use that AI trading journal. Hey, Dek, I don't have much funds. Okay, use the prop firm, right? So, I mean, it all depends on like your situation. Tom V, is the Fox Runner promo code still good? Yep, it's still live right now. Foxy, you'll be all set, ready to go. And I think it's going to go for, I want to say maybe the end of the week. So maybe like Sunday, I think. I don't know. But it's good this week. Little heads on up here, traders. Still watching PTIX. See if PTIX can get one last little pop on up. And then again, get that reversal. I'm not in yet, but I will be getting filled here pretty soon if we go into the 580s and the 590s and then looking for that reversal back down. Guys, just got my first little entry filled. Just got my first entry filled at the cost base of 585. 585, first entry just got filled. Again, filled. Dek, why? We're coming up to the uptrend. Dek, why? We're coming up to $6. Dek, why? Because again, we just had a nice little U shape. Looking for rejection, looking for this fade in this fall and this nice little drop. 2,500 shares filled at the price of 586 right here. Looking for this one, hard stop loss. If this one ever gets above $6, not going to get squeezed out on this play. Going to look for a nice little drop and fade. What do I want to do? I want to try to be able to make a little over $250 if I can. See the top area, hit the top area, reverse back on down, make sure that we're all set, ready to go. Okay? So, little heads up for every single play, every single trader in on this stock right now, making sure you can completely understand what I'm looking at. Looking to short near resistance lines. $6, natural resistance line. Old spiking high, high of the day. Purple line is the uptrend, holding up as resistance and looking for a nice little drop. So, basically, that's the game plan. That's the idea. Going to see if we can fade back on down here. Okay? Just got filled my last little bit. 587 is my stop loss. 3,000 shares total. Looking for the reversal. Looking for the fade. Hard stop loss if this thing probably goes above like 605. Let's see, guys. We get our first red candle here. Guys, there we go. Beautiful. Up $500. Guys, up $600. Taking my gains. Guys, just again made $600. Just eliminated the $500 loss. Everyone saw that? Just eliminated the $500 loss just like that. And again, that's just by nailing that red candle. Dek, you could have held longer. And again, see this one drop back down to $5. I just wanted to eliminate my loss on the day. Right? So, I wanted to, again, just eliminate my loss on the day. Just made back $485. And again, as you can see, it's as quick as that. Dek, how did you do that? As you guys know, shorting at 3 different resistance lines. Why did a red candle move in the moment you shorted? Uptrend, $6, old spiking high. Looking for that reversal, wanted to make back my loss. Now again, we're back up on the day about $300. Well, we're up on the day $240. But you know what? We'll take it. Green on the day is always good. But look at that reversal. Look at that drop. And again, it's just, again, talking you guys through these plays. Just because you go into the red slightly, look at that dump dot, guys. Just because you go into the red slightly doesn't mean, again, like your day's over. Just because you go on the red slightly doesn't mean, again, it's done with. It's like, you know, for myself, guys, you know, I like playing golf a lot. I like golf a lot. And the thing is, I'll do a golf tournament every now and then. If I start off hole 1 with a bogey or a double bogey, doesn't mean the day's over, right? It's like I got 17 more holes. Same exact thing with PTIX. PTIX, I lost $500 on this play this morning. Doesn't mean the day's over. Just wait for a new resistance line and then again, capitalize on it. Right? So, look at that. Look at the fade. Look at the reverse. Look at the fall. Right? All because we capitalized on where the reversal was going to be. We capitalized on where, again, the stock was going to turn and fade. That's awesome work here, traders. So, Beautiful job. That's probably going to be my last trade of today. I hope you guys, again, came out on some green. If that was on, again, 8 p.m. this morning. If that's, again, going on the long side on PTIX. Or if that was you guys shorting right there, PTIX with me as well. This stock is getting more ugly, fading, falling, dropping. And, guys, look at it get weaker right now. It's getting weaker. It's going all the way back down to 5. Guys, look at this thing. Oh, my goodness. Okay, now I wish I did hold longer. If I held longer, Dek, how much money would you be up? I'd be up $3,000 right now over on PTIX if I kept on holding this play. Kind of crazy, right? Hey, team, absolutely amazing stuff. Absolutely fantastic. Ladies and gentlemen, every single person here, I hope you guys are learning. I hope you guys are growing, and I hope you guys are excited for the summer boot camp starting up on Monday. Tomorrow, last day going live. Last day again for the public. Last day for you guys, and then we got a big week ahead. Absolutely crushing it with every single person. Do not miss this summer boot camp. You will be missing on out if you guys are. Let's get ready to do this. I'll see you guys back here in the near future. Guys, have a wonderful rest of your morning. Enjoy those profits. Great short there to end things on off. Making back our loss. Beautiful work. Traders, I'll see you guys later. Enjoy the chat. Enjoy the room. Enjoy the community. And of course, thank you so much for your endless support. I love you, team. Let's do it in 3, 2, 1. I love you guys. I'll see you later. Thank you so much. Did you make money today? Did you make a profit today? Did you come out on top today? I'm the Batman. I got this question the other day. Why are you successful?
So I ball so hard, motherfucker.
$1,000 profit today.
First niggas gotta find me.
$700.
50 grand to a motherfucker like me. Can you please remind me? Ball so hard, this shit crazy.
$1,000.
Y'all know that don't shit phase. And as we go,
Lock it on
I'm
up.
too when I look at you like this shit gravy. Ball so hard, this shit weird. We ain't even pro be here.
1,400.
It's only right that we be fair.
Who's ready for $1 million a year?
Should be asking how to be successful. Jackson, Tyson, Jordan, Game 6.